Hello, I'm Anastasia Kinsky, Head of Programs and Content at Global Digital Finance, and I'm here with Kirstine Harrison, Environmental Consultant for Zumo. Kirstine, thank you for joining.
Hello there.
So we've seen lots coming out of COP. We've seen pledges from governments. We've seen lots of finance coming together. We've seen the private sector come together and form coalitions, commit to putting capital towards net zero and their real strategies from taking A to B. How is Zumo looking to be part of this solution? And how is Zumo looking to ensure that we are always innovating with sustainability in mind?
So Zumo sees a huge opportunity for the crypto sector to lead the way in this. Actually, our journey within crypto towards net zero is actually easier than other sectors because although we are a significant user of electricity, it is our only input and we know how to move to renewable electricity. So I am hopeful as to how quickly we can move as a sector, and at Zumo we're really trying to drive that. Now, we have recently launched our own net zero strategy, and I should say it is a net zero strategy, not a commitment to carbon neutrality, which is what other companies are looking at the moment, which is fantastic, and I'm really delighted to see so many kind of companies moving towards that. But actually, ours is a longer term commitment to say that by 2030, we will be fully net zero. We're starting that off with a project that means that we will be purchasing renewable energy certificates for all the Bitcoin that's purchased on our app, and there's more information on that on our website. That's the Zero Hero project. But our net zero strategy consists of 3 pillars. So pillar 1 is Zumo, the company, and our own emissions. Now, that includes things like business travel, suppliers, staff working from home. That is not the most significant part of our own footprint, but it's important that we get our own house in order, and it's important that we get our staff on board. So Zumo, as the company, that's our important first pillar. Where it starts to get really interesting is when you look at our second pillar, which is our interaction with blockchains. So that really is how users or customers use our app, how they interact with various blockchains on our app, and what the carbon footprint or electricity consumption of that might be. So we're doing a lot of work at the moment to calculate that. We have developed a couple of methodologies for looking at Bitcoin electricity consumption, and we're going to be making those publicly available soon. So we see this second pillar really as being where we can have probably the most impact and influence. But the third pillar is extremely important because that really is the wider ecosystem and how Zumo interacts with the wider ecosystem. Now, of course, with crypto, one of the interesting things is we cannot pick our supply chain in the way that many other sectors do. So with Bitcoin, for example, we have no control over where that Bitcoin was mined. So although pillar 2 deals with our own part of that footprint, pillar 3 is really, really important because that is how we engage with the wider ecosystem, with the mining community, and really try and drive that change. So we'll be doing a lot more work on it. We're at the beginning of our journey. We feel that we've done a lot of work already to get to where we are, but there's a lot of conversations still to have and a lot of work that still needs to go into it, and it's something that's going to be core to everything we do over the next 9 years to 2030.
I think that's so great, and I love the transparency that you're bringing to these projects. Sharing it online, it's at the root of so much of the culture in our communities. So that's really brilliant. But I presume you cannot do this alone. When you look at the complexity of our supply chain, which may be simple compared to some industries, very different, very new compared to others. What are you hoping for when it comes to cross-industry collaboration on this and bringing everyone together onto the same drive to being part of the solution?
Well, you're absolutely right. We need to collaborate. We need to do it together, and there's nothing to be gained by 1 or 2 companies taking this agenda forward and doing well from it. We all need to take it forward and do well from it. So one of the key things that we're going to be doing is knowledge sharing, so making our methodologies available to anybody who's interested and wants to use them. That's not to say that they're the only or the best methodologies. There's other out there that can be used. But knowledge sharing is going to be part of it. We want to learn from others too. We don't have all the answers. We're all at a very early stage of this journey. So I think that forums such as the GDF is going to be so important to enable that knowledge sharing, to enable that sharing of what's worked, what hasn't worked, what are we good at, what do we need to do better. That very open and transparent conversation, which in any net zero strategy is so important. The idea here is not to run ahead and be the best. The idea is to try and work with everybody else to make sure that we can really move forward as a sector, because as I said, we have a huge opportunity to really lead the way with this. We have quite a simple ecosystem and quite a simple way of looking at our impact, and that actually gives us quite a lot of advantage over many other sectors where it's actually a much harder area to address. And I think we all need to acknowledge that and work together towards achieving it together.
Absolutely. And we've done it before with other challenges that this sector has faced, so why not do more? Thank you so much.
Thank you.